I sent my son into the world. I sent my son into the world. My son, you. I sent my son into the world to die for your sins. I so loved the world. God so loved the world that he sent his son into the world. Oh, yeah, when you stop being self-centered and it makes you blame other things. That's highly God. But when you use yourself as Christ, then you can't blame Christ no more. You can't read, study, and live in highly God. That's false God. So I so love the world that I sent my son to die for your sin. What would sin be? Let's think that over. Let's think that over again. What would sin be? What is sin? Sin. Sin. Okay. It's when you sleep with 30 women and you defile your garments. That's a sin. Again, God is sitting on a platform, and who created the world? As big as God is, saying that's sin to you, huh? That's it, so you're not going to go to heaven because of this sin. Or that's how it works. He's like, I so love the world. See, so I sent you into the world, to die for your sin. I'm not going to send you to hell, over sleeping with a woman. We've got to be smart. I'm a good God. I'm a living God. I'm a fair God. I want something that you don't understand yet, but I am a fair God. Do you believe me? I don't break my word. Look at me. I'm a prophet. That's how God speaks. I'm a prophet. I don't even break my word. He's telling the truth. If you ever needed that message, I find that whenever I read the Bible, the things that I read in there are hard to understand because mankind lives wrong. But I do find God to be telling the truth, and I find his word to be good. So every time I go back and fall on it, you say, man, D, are you a man? Like you a man, you start saying that I'm a man's man, huh? Now I get it from God, because when I fall down, I'll be like, oh wow, you kept your word. I am the king of the truth. I'm not lying to myself or to you. You're not lying to me when you told me back then you was going to do this to me and I was unhappy. So you kept your word, and he always does. That's what he's telling you. He created the world. You'll see more. That's what I mean. Well, that's easy. If you create the world, how come you couldn't keep your word? You can. And he does. And he said, I so love the world that I sent my son to take away your sin. Again, what would sin be? I think sin would probably be the thinking that you're going to burn in hell because you had sex. You would have went to hell already. Or the killings or the murder and all that shit you would have done, you would have went to hell by now. You would have went to hell by now if that was true. God wouldn't even allow killing or VD or any of this shit that Satan runs in his domain. But I sent my son to take you out of that stupid ass thinking that you're going to burn in hell if you're not something how humans live. Again, the way we do things here is not what Father said do, or God, or whatever you call it. It's not what he said to do. In the Bible, you're reading it wrong. And people you go to the church, again, every church I've been to, and I've been to 100. I've studied with Mom, a prophet, like I studied like Christ would. They're all fake. There's no such thing as real. The Bible seems to be real to me, but the church has it all fucked up. Like life. When you go to the big actors and shit, that's cool, but it's all fucked up because they're not really like that. That's like the church to me. When you sit down and you go in there, they're not really like that in the church. It's false, you see? So they need a prophet or a Christ or somebody to get it right in there, because they believe that they're free right now. When you sit down and talk to them, and it's clear they're unhappy, but if you ask one of them, when you study with them, you say, man, are you happy? They'll say, yes. And it's clear they're not happy. You say, well, what about Melissa? She's roaming the earth. And they'll say, who? So it's clear they're not telling the truth. That's the church. We don't lie about nothing. And if we really were serious about God, we search God out truthfully so we can find out who the living God is, because he's not scared of me, right? He created her. She's a part of what's going on. William Breed is a part of what's going on. So is Monica. You don't want to acknowledge that. You're kind of like going to be stuck on stupidity. That's what that is. We live. What's happening, we talk about. And then we try to use the Bible for our life. Not for some life that happened 2,000 years ago that just wouldn't make sense. This is where I'm trying to get your mind at. So the Christians that I studied with, they believe that they were free and that they're disciples of God already. And I don't know who they are because they're liars. I don't know them men because they lie so bad. They can't even tell the truth about Melissa to save my life, so they're trying to kill me, talking about they're a disciple from Jesus in the church. And then worse than that, they're like, well, I'm a happy person, and Jesus said, you'll be a disciple, and that's the only way to be free. I said, are you free? I asked the church, he said, yeah, I'm free. I said, man, look at the country. This is not a free country. Where are you free at? I'm free in my life because I do what I want to see. They start lying and stuff. I'm free with a job. I own my own stereo company, and it's not. And when you look at it, he doesn't really own a stereo company. He has a regular job. And he's not doing good at it. He gets fired. He's not really having the money. He's not free at all. He's a professional liar, and that's what they think they're disciples of Satan. And there's really, disciples of Christ, and they're really disciples of Satan. They antichrist and they make things look nice. White folks and black folks do it better than that. Oh yeah. But they're not disciples of Christ. Christ is the true God. Everything is true. Could you make it your day, all day, telling the truth? I've never seen a man except myself. I can do this. I can skate. Telling the truth all day. I can't function unless I do. Again, though, I think what God is saying is he sent the Son in the world to take you out of that stupid ass thinking of that bootsy ass Holly God where you lie about shit just to act like it's going on. Because y'all do that all day. In Hollywood, they act like that's really how the life goes. You got $1 million, that's really how life goes, and there's no millionaires. I got balling, and there's really nobody like that. I'm a real nigga, and I'm the realest nigga I've ever seen. I've never seen a real nigga. I've seen like how y'all is. We study for about 30 minutes, they not real niggas. Then we fight, and they do what y'all do. They come back. They can't wait to get their strength up, and they come back and they bury me because them hoes, them women, these whores, right, them disciples of Satan, whores like women, they strengthen them type of men up, and they come back blasting at me and talking about all this shit that's not real. But not one of them has been a real nigga. From Oakland to Fifth Ward, or fucking in Berkeley and San Francisco, the area I'm from, Nevada, there's not real niggas. There's no such thing. There's killers, there's sinners, there's gangsters. Gangsters is very false. That's not a good thing, that's a bad thing, to be a gangster. It's kind of like a cheesy motherfucker, a cheese dick. It's not a good thing. But black people have took that and ran that all the way up, Sugar Hill. It's false. Black people, you know what I'm saying? Doing that mini bright. Again, and you look at a black woman, all that shit she got on is false. And that's, again, the other people doing that bootsy ass shit, making these people believe that they're real. If it's false, it's false. So Christ came into the world to take your stupidity out of your thinking. That's sin. That's just something to give you. That's the sin you going for. He's here, so I sent my Son into the world to take that stupid ass shit out your mind and get you ready for revolution. Because if you were free, like the disciples say, the truth will set you free. Then the truth will set you free and you find freedom. And then freedom would be like happiness. Happiness would be like heaven. Heaven would be happy. Heaven would be on earth. You'd be happy on earth. You're not happy on earth because you're a liar. None of this is going like you said. So, and the country's not free, it costs money. That's what you said, this is a free country. That's a professional lie. It's not a free country. This country costs money. A lot of money. We don't have it either. None of us. Something to think about. It's revolution time, don't you think? The drugs and all that bullshit just can't work no more. The alcohol is worse than a drug, and nigga just watching, in my opinion, it can't work no more. You gotta stop. That's all I'm saying. You're not going to. You're gonna get hard-headed. But the signs are all on the wall. You're allergic to this shit, it needs to quit. I was just bringing that message to you. That's another revelation. Think that over and wonder why you don't want me to be a prophet of God in the churches, and wonder why you're letting me do this alone, and wonder why you're going to church to go study this pastor that can't be real. None of them. Christ said he would come back. Be careful. That's what he said. Yeah, the lampstands, he said he would put those out. The certain churches, I guess he was allowing for a little while to speak. So Christ always keeps his word. So, again, I've gone to the church too, and I've seen none of them are real. So what's the point? I'm going to church. You know it ain't real. Revolution time. You want God. There is a God. He's not dead. He's in heaven deciding to see if you're going to follow this prophet. This is his message now. I carried you when you were young. Now you're awoke. What can you carry for me? That's God. That's where he's at right now. In heaven, waiting. See, man, this is nothing to me. You know? Yeah, all the corruption. I created it. I know. I created Satan. This is nothing to me. You want out of Satan yet or no? You want out? Okay. Do what I told you. Do what my prophets tell you. And you'll find happiness like a mug. Till then, signing off.